welcome. It's weird to see people in an audience again. It's been an unusual year, but I really wanted to give this group something to work towards and really wanted to acknowledge our seniors. So it's going to be a little bit of a different concert, but I'm glad you can make it, and hello to everyone watching from home. This is the chamber orchestra, and the first piece we're going to play for you, you're probably going to recognize. It's the first movement from Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik, which means a little night music. Isn't it lovely to hear live music again? Thank you. The next piece we're going to be playing is the Intermezzo from Cavalleria Rusticana by Mascagni. This is a really beautiful melody from an operetta, and Micah Borghese is going to be playing the violin solo. Thank you. A lot of this time, we've been full in person. We've been doing a lot of sight reading. We weren't even sure if we're going to have another concert. I'm glad we did. But we sight read a whole lot of music and I let the students vote on the pieces they wanted to work on. And this is the one that they really wanted to work on. So we haven't been working on this one for quite as long, but it's a really fun, exciting piece called Incantations by Richard Meyer. Thank you. We're now going to do some awards and recognitions, including the seniors. So let me actually switch over to this podium. All right, first let's do some recognitions of honors this year. Let's start with the students who made District Honor Orchestra. This was an online audition process this year, very challenging, but it didn't make it any easier to make it into the orchestra. So had many students make it. I'm very proud of them. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Micah Borghese, violin. Becca Kane, violin. Sedona Detweiler, viola. Rahi Dasgupta, cello, is at home. Ileana Garcia, violin. Lindsay Jocelyn, bass. Matt Lee, viola, is a freshman, so he's not here. Talia Prohoda, bass. Alana Schmaltz-Reed-Lugo, cello. Ben Seitz, violin. Luke Souders, cello, he's one of our seniors. He'll be out here in a minute. Noah Tucker, cello. Sela Tucker, viola. Emma Welsh, viola. And Dawson Wright, bass. Congratulations to everyone who made ECKMEA Honor Orchestra. You may be seated. Thank you. I would like to recognize also the students who made KMEA All-State Orchestra. Again, this was an online audition process, and even more interesting, the rehearsals and the performance were virtual. So they had virtual rehearsals, and then they put together the recordings from everyone who made All-State into one performance. The following students, same thing, please stand and remain standing. Micah Borghese, violin. Lindsay Jocelyn, bass. Matt Lee, viola, again, a freshman. Talia Prehoda, bass. Alana Schmaltz-Reed-Lugo, cello. And Emma Welsh, viola. This is a tremendous honor. Congratulations. Solo and ensemble was also virtual this year, so students submitted videos of themselves playing their solos, and judges gave their comments back to them, the feedback back to them virtually. The following students made a 2 rating at solo and ensemble. Lauren Kramer, Lily O'Donnell, who is a freshman, and Stephen Parker, who is a senior out there. Congratulations. And the following students received a 1 rating at solo and ensemble. Micah Borghese, Ileana Garcia, Rahi Dasgupta, William Herndon, who's a freshman, Rini Huang, Hudson Herdig, Lindsay Jocelyn, Matthew Lee, Gabby Martell, Alana Schmaltz-Reed-Lugo, Ben Seitz, Luke Souders, who will be here in a minute, Noah Tucker, and Sela Tucker. Congratulations. All right, it's time to introduce our seniors now and honor our seniors who have been with us for 4 years. The concert orchestra seniors, when I call your name, please come in and find your seat, but remain standing until all the seniors have been called. If you're in chamber orchestra, then just stand where you are and then remain until all the seniors have been announced. Sarah Emmel, violin, will be going to JUCO next year. She says, I asked them how they're going to keep music in their lives and what's their favorite memory about orchestra. She says, I might take my violin out from time to time or listen to music. She enjoyed our concert at Worlds of Fun. Sarah Bechtel, viola, will be going to K-State to study psychology. Said she'll play with her sister and friends. She said orchestra is a great place to meet friends who will have a positive influence on you, and I couldn't agree more. Micah Borghese, violin, will be going to KU to study computer science with a business minor. He said he'll audition for the KU Symphony Orchestra. He said chamber orchestra has been a small school of fish in the vast pond that is high school. Becca Kane, violin, will be going to University of Nebraska-Lincoln to study environmental science and horticulture. She says she plans to join an orchestra at the university and says our trip to Orlando and staying in the hotel in Salina playing games with everyone is her fondest memory. Arissa Rishatani, violin, will be going to KU to study nursing. When I asked how she's going to keep music in her life, she says yes. Her favorite memory, she says, is the Disney trip, 2 exclamation points, and playing a song I really love in a gym full of people. Cecilia Davila Vasquez, cello, will be going to JUCO to study architectural engineering. She says, I plan to take private music lessons and join the orchestra at college. My favorite thing about orchestra was the concerts when we went to Worlds of Fun. I always look forward to the orchestra because it's relaxing and just to play music and work on music. Stona Detweiler, violin, will be going to Brigham Young University to study actuarial science. She says she'll be performing with her family trio at events. She says her memory is the Orlando trip and performing at downtown Disney was amazing. Hunter DeVores, violin, will be going to JUCO to study some type of animal science. He says he plans to keep music in his life by listening to it, and his favorite memory is Orpheus. Kenya Diaz, bass, will be going to JUCO, double major in film studies and political science. How will she keep music in her life? She says, sure. And she says that her favorite memory from orchestra is the friends she's made. Matt Dixon, viola, will be going to Wichita State to study psychology. He said, I'll keep listening and keep strings as my favorite. His favorite memory is the first time I watched the concert perform. Ileana Garcia, violin, will be going to Creighton University to study business on a pre-law track. She said she'll be playing in small ensembles for fun, and her favorite memory is the Orlando trip. Kate Galt, viola, undecided college to study horticulture. Said she will play in a local orchestra, and her favorite memory is Orlando. Blake Gomez, cello, will be going to KU to study engineering, design, and aerospace. He said he'll work on solos and possibly make plans to play pieces with friends in the plaza. He says his favorite memory is working on more complicated and ambitious pieces with Mr. Martin for concerts and sight reading music for the enjoyment after the fact. Kylie Hall, viola, will be going to K-State to study business management and administration. And she says she doesn't know how she'll keep music in her life as of right now, but her favorite memory is all the concert that has all the schools going and Olathe Northwest playing in it. Nick Hurst, violin, will be going to KU to study aerospace engineering. He says he'll keep music in his life with Spotify, and his favorite memory is playing Orpheus in the Underworld. Lindsay Jocelyn Bass will be going to New York University to study double bass performance. She'll keep music in her life because it's her career. Her favorite thing about orchestra is the family we get out of it, and her favorite memory is the Orlando trip and how chaotic and fun it was. Camden Kankeo, violin, will be going to JUCO to study probably computer science. Said he will listen to music and play guitar, and his favorite memory is playing great music and making new friends. Michael Lounce, violin, will be joining the Navy. He said, hopefully I can travel around the world and hear different music from different cultures. Every day in class has been my favorite. If my day was bad, I'd never talk in orchestra, but it always cheered me up just being in the class. Foster Lundy, cello, will be going to Florida State University to study entrepreneurship. He said, I might just play around from time to time on my cello, and his favorite memory is all the different concerts we've had. Cameron McRory, viola, will be going to KU to study English, and says she'll use music in her life to unwind and de-stress. Her favorite memory is the festival at Worlds of Fun. Sydney Malakote, violin, will be going to KU to study nursing. She says she'll keep music in her life by listening to music and playing her violin. My favorite orchestra memory is when we took a trip to Worlds of Fun to play and ride all the rides. It was so much fun being on the roller coasters with my friends. Gabrielle Motel, violin, will be going to KU to study molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. I can barely say that. She said, I plan to continue to play the violin and possibly join a trio or quartet in college. My favorite memory was the trip to Orlando. I became friends with people I hadn't previously got to know well and was able to learn and experience what goes on in producing the soundtracks for Disney movies. Ann Nelson, violin, will be going to the University of Kansas. Undecided major. I plan to continue ballet at KU and also plan to attend classical music shows. Her favorite memory is the Disney trip. Guguline Najjar, violin, will be going to Colgate University to study biology and psychology. She will keep music in her life through club activities. Said, I liked jazz orchestra and sight reading different pieces. Addie Osborne, cello, will be going to K-State to study interior architecture. I'm going to keep playing as part of the K-State Orchestra. I really enjoyed the Orlando trip and the Disney workshop that we did, but I like having the chance to play in class almost every day. I love getting to rehearse with the other sections and being able to grow through music. Lyndon Osipik, cello, will be going to JUCO and then K-State, undecided major. Says, I listen to music daily, so it will continue to be a big part of my life, and I will keep my cello around to play. His favorite memory is Can Can in the Winter Festival in the gym. Concert was always very hot and uncomfortable, but I remember all of them since 5th grade playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Stephen Parker, viola, will be going to JUCO for a year. He said he'll keep music in his life by continuing to work on solo pieces and listening to it daily. I loved going to Orlando to be able to have all the musical experiences there while strengthening current and finding new friendships. Talia Pehota, bass, will be going to Wichita State to study computer and hardware engineering. I love listening to music on my phone. I will continue to practice playing bass. And her favorite memory is when Dawson, Lindsay, and I accidentally got steel wool stuck in a bow quiver. They did not tell me about that. Leah Reyes, viola, will be going to JUCO, then a 4-year college to study biochemistry or something similar. She says she'll keep music in her life by probably continuing to play my instrument or something. Her favorite memory, I have so many, but that's probably because Mr. Martin's an amazing teacher. Thank you so much for being dedicated to your students. I love how you make everyone feel so important in your class. It's probably an afterthought, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Luke Souders, cello, will be going to Missouri S&T to study environmental engineering. He says he's going to audition and hopefully play through college. His favorite memory is the winter concert. Andrew Tran, violin, will be going to the University of Kansas to study pre-med. He'll continue playing the violin for fun, and his favorite memory is all the themed concerts. Sela Tucker, viola, is going to Wichita State to study theater performance. She said either joining the orchestra at WSU or Community One. Her favorite memory is at her old school when she went to LA and worked with a professor at one of the universities there. It was an amazing experience, and he told me you deserve to be alive because my solo, which is such a bizarre compliment that it stuck with me. Dawson Wright, bass, will be going to the University of Kansas to study chemical engineering. He says, I will continue to play the bass somehow. His favorite memory is making music with friends. Audrey Young could not be with us tonight. Violin player, will be taking a gap year. Will be listening, playing, and making music. Her favorite memory was when we would go to Dairy Queen after the concerts. It was fantastic. This has been an incredibly difficult year, and these seniors are absolutely amazing and kept me focused on making music with them. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. That's too close. I'm a senior, if you didn't know that already. And so this class of 2021 decided to give Mr. Martin a little gift because we love him so much and he's such a great teacher. So, you're welcome. Isn't he beautiful?
Seniors, you can have a seat now. I guess I'll just do this from this microphone. We have two final pieces to play with the seniors from concert orchestra combined with the advanced orchestra. The first, last year, we played three movements from Warlock's Capriole Suite. One of, I think it was Lindsay, really loved this movement that we did not get to play. It's a beautiful movement from that same piece called Pieds en l'air, and it means feet in the air. And you can really just imagine like a beautiful summer day and nothing to do, and you're just lying in the grass with your feet in the air looking at the clouds. And that's what this piece evokes when you hear it. I hope you enjoy it. I would one last time like to thank all of you and all of these students on the stage for all your support this year in what was a very challenging and unusual year. We have one last piece to play for you. A couple students, in particular thinking Sarah Bechtel was going to just flip out if we did not play Orpheus one more time. It's like you're not even graduating if you haven't played Orpheus your senior year. So we're going to finish off tonight's concert with one last, for the seniors, one last Orpheus in the Underworld. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Thank you so much for watching, those of you who are watching from home. And thank you this year and every year for all of your support. I really would like, I told the seniors, I really want them to keep in touch. That's one of my favorite things as a teacher, is hearing about how my former students are doing. So you better keep in touch. Thank you.